protest in and around Tuticorin took an ugly turn yesterday when the state administration used force against the protesters agitating against the proposed copper smelter plant in the area. Joining us to talk about the situation is the CFO of Sterlite Copper, P. Ramnath. Thank you, sir, for joining us. What's the situation there currently? What is the demand and of the local people there, and what is the management of Sterlite looking to do about this?
We are completely shocked and regret what happened yesterday. And despite all the efforts that we put in getting the Section 144 imposed, and the police and collector also taking precautionary steps by calling for a peace meeting with the protesters. However, only one faction agreed to what they had to say, and the second faction took law in their own hands and started attacking the police, collectorate, and burnt a lot of vehicles and also damaged a lot of our own property and employee vehicles. So total lawlessness, and due to infiltration of a number of nefarious elements who had their own interests in mind. So we completely regret it, and I would say that I think the entire public has been misled by a lot of people who have been spreading canards and wrong information about the plant. In fact, the plant has been in total compliance with all the environmental norms for several years, and currently we are in shutdown for the major maintenance shutdown, which we take once in 4 years. So that's where we are right now, and we feel that this is one of the best copper smelters in the world in terms of environmental compliance, in terms of various parameters, and we have the best people working for Sterlite Copper.
Till when will this shutdown be there because of maintenance? When are you planning to restart this plant?
As you know, the consent to operate has not been renewed by the Pollution Control Board. The matter is now sub judice, and the next hearing in the appellate tribunal is on June 6th. So as soon as we get a favorable verdict, we will be ready to start.
Okay. What exactly is the issue? I believe that the locals are objecting to the expansion plans of the company. What's your view on that, sir?
No, I would say that the company has been planning to expand the capacity, and this would be one of the world's best with all the technological improvements, and one of the state-of-the-art plants which will comply with all the environmental norms. And I think the people have absolutely need not fear any problem at all, because the entire company's management and the staff has been living near the plant, absolutely opposite the plant for several years now, for the last 20 years, without any problem. So I think all their fears are completely unfounded, and there are interested and vested interests, who are basically spreading all kinds of false information, so that they get their own agenda through.
But what's the demand, sir? Why are they saying that? Are they saying it only because of environmental concerns? Because that's what I'm reading across, all the media reports that have come out.
They are stating various environmental concerns, which have already been dealt with in the various courts of law, like the Supreme Court, like the National Green Tribunal. Whatever they are saying has already been dealt with several times, and several committees have visited our plant over the years, and all their recommendations have been implemented. For example, NGT visited 5 years ago, and they recommended about 15 to 20 recommendations. All those have been implemented. The NERI had recommended about 30 recommendations, by the Supreme Court also had put in their order. So all those recommendations have already been incorporated, and state-of-the-art environmental mitigation measures have been incorporated. We have spent more than 500 crores over the several years, which only a handful of companies in India would have ever thought of investing in their manufacturing facilities. So we have absolutely the state-of-the-art environmental mitigation measures in our plant.
All the approvals that are required to run the plant and also for the expansion, because I'm reading somewhere it says that the license to operate the plant has not been renewed, and that's what you also mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the consent to operate is renewed every year, and in fact, we have applied for the renewal of the consent to operate well in advance, that is 2 months in advance. And in fact, as per the Water Act, there is a provision saying that within 45 days they have to, the Pollution Control Board has to renew or reject the consent to operate. Since we have not received any of these, so there is a deemed provision by which we can do so. But however, I think the Pollution Control Board, in light of the various protests that were going on, I think they've decided not to renew our consent to operate. But in any case, the matter is sub judice right now, so I would not like to comment any further.
Okay, we leave it at that, Mr. Ramnath. Thank you so much for speaking to us
you.
on Bloomberg Quint.